Welcome to today's episode of the Relly and Deli podcast. I'm Relly.
And I'm Deli. And today we are talking about the animated film Wakko's Wish.
Oh my god, that's a classic. Nostalgia. It's so old, but we love it.
90s.
Wow.
So, yes, this is an animated movie. I think, yes, our first animated movie.
I think so.
And just in time for the holiday, because it is holiday themed.
Yeah.
We love that. And so, yes, this is a animated movie. And it is based on, or pulls characters from the 90s animated cartoon Animaniacs.
Yeah.
For those of you who may not know what Animaniacs is.
Goodness.
I know. Hey, they exist. And it's I feel like it's a very somewhat niche cartoon. Because it's kind of hard to find now, too. But anyway.
Yeah.
In the 90s, there was a cartoon called Animaniacs. And it would come on the WB. Before the CW, there was the WB.
Yeah.
So, and you know, WB, Warner Brothers, and that's a big part of it. Because it's the Warner Brothers studio lot. And in the water tower is Yakko, Wakko, and Dot. And their last name is Warner.
Yeah.
And they give you like a little backstory of them and everything at the beginning of every episode.
Yeah.
At least for the first season, I guess. But yeah, so it's just antics. It's bits. It's very much like Looney Tunes, where you have the same recurring like characters, but just different little adventures and things. That's what Animaniacs is. Yeah. But I would say Animaniacs takes it a step further, and they really kind of give everybody like a personality and story. They have stories of their own. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's very interesting.
Yeah, in a way, it's like a bunch of mini actual sitcoms. And that was something I was thinking about while watching this movie. There aren't a whole lot of cartoons I would consider like sitcom-esque. And they're like sketches and shorts.
Sketches and bits.
For those of you who know Pinky and the Brain,
yeah, Pinky and the Brain was a spin-off of Animaniacs.
Yeah, it's one of the shows that took place on this.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I feel like Tiny Toons was kind of like the marrying of Animaniacs and Warner Brothers with like the OG Hanna-Barbera Looney Tunes. When they took Looney Tunes and then like modernized it, and it's like all right, let's take Animaniacs and take Looney Tunes and make something very much more modern. That's what Tiny Toons.
Yeah, because they both were presented by or produced by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
I'm wondering. I kind of feel like Tiny Toons came first, but maybe Animaniacs came first. Either way, they were running at the same time at one point.
Yeah.
But it is very much that, and it's the thing where Family Guy does this sometimes, where the character is like an actor playing that character.
Right.
Where, like, for example, Bugs Bunny. Bugs Bunny is really somebody named, you know, Harold, and he's playing the role of Bugs Bunny.
Right.
So, I think Animaniacs, Tiny Toons, really Animaniacs, because they had a lot of surface humor, a lot of political humor, a lot of social commentary, referential humor.
A lot of puns.
A lot of puns before any of that was even a thing.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, they were giving this to kids, but I think it's one of those shows that kids, as well as like young adults, probably were watching.
Yeah, and I always say adults too of all ages, because you have to keep in mind that the best kids shows were made so that babysitters and stay-at-home moms, you know, or parents on the weekend could have their kids be quiet, put something on. A lot of times people didn't have multiple TVs throughout their house. You had one TV. We got to keep the kid quiet, but also we got to put something in there for the adults to watch and enjoy.
Yeah,
and
they chose to do so.
I think Animaniacs was like the first turn. When you look at Hanna-Barbera cartoons that we have with like the Flintstones, we have Jetsons, we have the era of like Looney Tunes and everything like that was very mature but cartoons, I think Animaniacs was the first wave of like, we're gonna make this super silly. We're gonna make this so much more silly. But then it actually became, to me, even more provocative.
I think so too.
You know, the infamous Prince joke about fingerprints.
Oh yeah.
And like, you know, they
have some really crazy jokes like that. And this movie even had like a line where it was like, you might want to watch out for that one.
Exactly.
Watch out for that line.
Yeah.
So they have I think that was a thing of the 90s too. Like the humor, they were pushing the limits to what they could do.
Yeah.
Get away with even. I think that happened a lot in the 90s. Just looking back as an adult. Yeah. Like I've heard people talk about different things from the 90s and that was a thing. And so, yeah, I think this would be a show. Well, this was a show that appealed to kids because it's a cartoon and it's crazy. Yeah. But also to young adults, whether you're babysitting or you just want to watch it. Yeah. I could see 20-somethings back then watching this and that being like, oh, this is cool. This, this is kind of edgy. This is
ridiculous. It's like Animaniacs last night.
Right, like kind of how adults or 20-somethings like Invader Zim. Right. Or, Futurama. It's kind of like, I feel like it probably was that too then. But yeah, it was a show first and then they made a movie. And the movie kind of served as like a series finale. This is the last new thing that they made until they did a revitalization. What's that, 2021?
In 2020.
They brought it back in 2020.
And it's crazy because we honestly decided on a whim today to watch this.
Yes, a whim.
We were going to review something else, but I was like, But I was like, let's do something that's more Christmassy. Right. And, speaking to my brother, Omari, at the Real Talk and Banter podcast about favorite Christmas films. This was one that I knew was one of my favorites. But
yes, it comes up a lot in your discussions.
But
Christmas films.
The last time I saw it was like 2012, maybe 2011. So it was great to see it. I remembered pretty much everything about it. And it was so fun to actually see. Amazing film. And yeah, it was released straight to VHS on December 21st, 1999. Wow. Yeah, I think it premiered like on TV once, but they also released it on VHS like
I remember seeing it on TV, and I only saw that's the last time I saw it. Yeah. I saw it on TV. I didn't see it again until today. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a lot of nostalgia wrapped up because they do this thing where they create like lore for the characters. Every character is specific to themselves, how they behave, how they speak. Yeah. And so it was like a lot of nostalgia because it's like, oh wow, like I remember you from my youth. And you're still the same. You still cutting up. So yeah, they were clearly defined in these characters, which was you would really need to be if you're gonna create like a sitcom universe bit city of sorts. It's like So it's really cool. It's really amazing looking at it as an adult, just seeing like all the work they would have had to put in and just the vision. I really think they were ahead of their time.
Absolutely. For sure. And looking at it now, we don't have a whole lot of 2D animation happening. I think in 2025. For sure, not 2D animation movies being made.
That's the first thing I thought about. Like, what are kids watching now? And does it have this depth? Or this kind of like tongue-in-cheek social commentary? Yeah. Referential.
Yeah. There's nothing. There's amazing shows still like, Fiona and Cake, with Adventure Time. And we have Steven Universe. But like the way that they're able to really do these different types of commentary, even the way that they use music in this film, it's done in a way that I can't think of anything that's being made today like it. Definitely a lost art form, very beautiful, and it was just very exciting to watch. And nostalgia is swirling. It is swirling. It was very good. It's a musical film.
It is musical.
11 original songs.
I thought I saw 15.
Oh wow! I mean,
in the little
thing, it could have been. That's crazy. Oh, I think it was 11 original, but it had 15 songs because they use this they use some samples like the George of the Jungle and other things.
Yeah.
But they made 11 new ones specifically for this film.
Yeah, they were singing.
And you know, I've talked about like the things I hate about musicals is like a lot of the times they're singing to do action, like singing about walking to the grocery store and whatever.
Right.
So the music isn't structured, beginning, middle, end. There's not a whole lot of rhyming. You know, they're not concerned with does this line rhyme. It's about she's singing about whatever she's singing about.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like in Wicked, a lot of the songs weren't meant to be played or listened to or have rhyming bars in
it's
between.
Not really, it's a song second. It's really just like you're trying to convey the emotion. You're trying to convey what's happening.
Yeah.
And you're trying to convey, you know, normally the vocals.
Exactly.
But other than that, like, you know, it's not really a lot of those songs. I don't really play back.
Yeah.
Because it's a certain type of song. I understand what you're saying.
But I think in this film, they put that first. They were song structured. They were rhymed. They rhymed so much.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire thing. You know what I mean? And they made it a point to do so in the songs while still conveying the plot of the film, what we were doing, what everybody was feeling, the hopes and wishes if they were to get the star, and we'll talk about that once we get to the music section. But successful film.
Very successful. And I think they did a really good job. An ensemble cast.
Yeah.
Because you have all these characters, and this is like one of the first, and maybe the only times, where they're all together in one story.
I think
maybe there might be another, like, some kind of special, but this is like a special. This is not like a 30-minute episode.
Yeah.
This is over an hour. It probably was an hour and a half on TV.
Yeah. And this does take place in like a fictional fairy tale land. And I say fictional for them. Because it's
levels to it.
Yeah. Who they are in this film isn't necessarily who they are in the TV series.
Exactly. They even reference acting lessons.
Yeah.
Like, we're just playing these parts. I think this is supposed to be like 100 years before the show takes place. But yeah, so all of that to say, we're going to get into our 4 points here. We have our story, acting, dialogue, cinematography, and sound design.
Yes.
So, let's jump right in. So, with the story, I gave it a 10.
Yeah, absolutely.
A 10. And so we start off kind of just setting the scene, and just so you know that like there was a village, and then the village was a part of a bigger country, and then the king that everything was great, rainbows, unicorns. The king that was running the place died, and a new king moved in, as one does, and he's a bastard.
Yeah.
And so and he's squandering the money, so that means he has to tax the people, and so everybody's living in hell.
Yeah. It was very quickly where they were impoverished.
Yes.
Taxed everybody.
Listen, there was a song or a bit they were doing, and they had a line graph, and their line of wealth was below the poverty line.
It went off the graph onto the floor into a
crack in the floor.
And those are things like really when we talk about cinematography, that like we aren't doing it anymore in these shows. Not even on Disney, not on Nickelodeon, not really anywhere, not even on Cartoon Network are we having shows where things like that is being done. You know, when we see the overview in the beginning of Warner Stock, the country, and it's that map with the dotted line. Yeah. And they're illustrating like the infiltration of the hostile takeover. Honestly, all of this was like told in such a crazy way of commentary of the company itself, corporate mergers, hostile takeovers, but it's done with like the lens of this fairy tale.
Exactly. They were taken over by TikTokia.
Yeah, Tiktokia, which
I don't know what that reference is.
I don't know.
And that is one thing I will say, and that's probably why they I think cartoons probably strayed away from this, or just shows in general. When you do referential horror. Whoa! So when you do referential humor, you instantly put a timestamp on yourself. Yeah. So you run the risk of people outside of this time not necessarily knowing what you're referencing, I'm not to say the TikTok was a reference, but maybe it was. I don't know.
Maybe it was.
I know what it means today.
But you know, and that's the thing. But I think when it's done well, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. There was a lot of things like the Rosebud sleigh moment in the beginning.
Yeah.
I remember laughing at that as a kid and not knowing why that was funny. And there's other people who do it too. Powerpuff Girls and the B-Dolls episode. Saw that probably 11,000 times before I was old enough to know that this was a Beatles reference, you know?
I still was like, what?
And then looking at Family Guy. Family Guy used to be, I mean, spot on. And I remember we would watch Family Guy together as a group and be screaming and then be like, what did he say? Whose name did he reference? And it would be some name drop, some punchline, and we have no idea who it is. And I remember going to us, you know, like Amari, Jill, all of us would be talking about, like, you know what that was about? It's like, I don't know, but it sounded funny. And then like we would find out what it was about, and it would just make it even funnier. And delivery is just as important, and they're masters, especially in this film, of doing that. And I think in that era, I feel like now, I don't know if it's the art, I don't know if it's the talent, I don't know if it's the direction, if there's not confidence in being able to execute it, but it definitely for sure isn't being executed anymore.
Yeah, and so from there, you know, they're under siege, they're taken over by a brutal king, everybody's in poverty. And one, you know, wishful night, you know, Wakko, he chooses the right star.
Yeah.
He wishes on the right star that nobody's ever wished on. And he's like, boom. You get a wish. Like a little star spirit comes down, you get a wish.
Yeah.
And he's like, but the thing of it is that you have to get to the star. So when you wish on the star, the guy signs off on it, handshakes, and then the star comes to Earth, and you have to get to where the star has landed. First to touch it gets a wish. Very Stardust coded.
Which is a phenomenal film.
Phenomenal film.
If you haven't seen
Stardust coded. And then at that point it turns into a race for everyone to get there. Who can get there first? Who wants their wish granted? Everybody gets one wish. Very much I don't know if you've ever seen Rat Race. Very much that.
Yeah.
Very much it's an old movie called It's a Mad World. Very much that.
Yeah.
And so that in itself is a reference. But you know, everybody's trying to rush to one specific point. I want to say the Mad World one was probably the first to do it, and it's the same thing. It's an ensemble cast, you know, all stars of their time. Same with Rat Race. Rat Race was, I think, all stars of their time, and they're just all going to one specific point. Whoever gets there first gets whatever's happening.
Right.
So yeah, and then from there we're off.
Yeah. And also, it was very reminiscent of like Wacky Races. Because like everybody's going towards the star. You know, with Dick Dastardly.
I actually never watched that.
What?
I know. It came up recently. But I never watched Wacky Races, so they're trying to get something.
Yeah, they would just be racing. I don't even remember what the hell they were racing for or to, but it would be a setup of them racing Dick Dastardly and Muttley. I went through a period of time where I would do that wheezing laugh like Muttley. You would have people too, like that Beetlebug, Josie and the Pussycat sometimes would be in there in some of the races, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was a Hanna-Barbera classic, but when they're racing towards the star, it's very reminiscent of that. And
okay, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, this story I think is solid. I give it a 10 as well because it has all the beats, man. It does all of the things. You know, it tells this fairy tale. It has these referential moments. And then, you know, we have the guys who, they play the cop in the regular Animaniacs. They're the taxers, takes everybody's money. We have, you know, Wakko, who goes away. First, they're in poverty for like a year. They're like, let's have hope for a year.
Before we even get to the whole star thing.
Yeah, a year passes and they're like, well, bitch,
under this new king.
We have no more hope.
They were like, if we just hope, we can make it out of this poverty under this new king.
And that was a lot.
That was a year.
And then Wakko because Dot gets sick with an ailment that they don't know what it is. So he goes to the city to make money, and after working for a year, comes back and has an entire hate penny.
A hate penny.
And I remember the time watching this and going to my mom like, what's a hate penny?
Did she know what a hate penny was?
I don't think at the time.
I don't think my mom would know either. Because I feel like it's even before them.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even know.
Yeah. But I remember just being so confused, and everybody was super excited for the hate penny.
The town rejoiced, honey.
Yeah. The taxer came, and that son of a bitch said, give me all of this fucking money. Here's your taxes. Took the entire hate penny.
Taxed him on the spot. Wrote everything down and took the hate penny. Yeah.
So that's when he goes to make the wish that night.
Yeah.
And then upon doing so, who was it? The voice of Ben Stein.
Clear Eyes.
He was also in Casper.
Yeah. He's done a lot of voice work, and he always just sounds the same.
Icon. He's also the Pixie in Fairly Odd Parents. Or at least in the beginning, he was the voice of it. It was so phenomenal to see him. He even had, it was so much elements of Fairly Odd Parents in at least his role in there. He was like this little dream fulfillment facilitator. He was Pip the fairy.
He did say that.
And he had his little wand. And then he had his rule book, and he was like, the rules say
that is,
which has got to be collected in person.
I did not even think about that. That's so Fairly Odd Parents.
Coded just a bit, right? Or I guess Fairly Odd Parents is Wakko's Wish coded.
Yeah.
With respects. And it was so great to see him. And then we have in the town like your usual suspects. You have Pinky and the Brain. My goodness.
Yeah.
One of my favorite cartoons of all time. Because Brain is really who I felt like I didn't want to take over the world, and I was shorter, and people said I had a big head. And I felt a little bit evil. Okay. But Pinky was fun, man. Pinky was a fucking dunce. Pinky is hilarious. He's a fool. And he's one of the funniest cartoon characters ever. Definitely, watching this made me think of so many different categories that I want to talk about. And the town fool, I want to do a whole video on those people like Billy from Billy and Mandy, Ed from Ed and Eddie, Pinky, and so it was exciting to see him, his love for the horse, Farfig Newton. Also, just the names and the words. Yeah. For absolutely no reason.
Right. With the salad bar, and she's like, do you have any garbanzo beans? And he's like, no, it's Salazar, not salad bar.
Right.
So, a lot of stuff they just say because it's fun to say. And that's a lot of the humor there.
Yeah.
But it's really good. It's really good. They did a really good job with the story, getting everybody together, and finding a way for everybody to kind of be themselves within this situation.
Exactly. Yeah. Now for acting and dialogue.
Oh, me.
I'll go.
No, I'm about to go. So acting and dialogue, I gave it a 10.
Yeah.
Because everybody was who they were supposed to be. Again, there's a TV show, a running TV show before all of this.
Yeah.
Where all these characters are established, voices, mannerisms, all that stuff is established.
Yeah.
So, everybody nailed it. Everybody nailed the voices, everybody nailed the acting, all the lines, all the jokes hit. It was a 10. And everybody was acting accordingly. Nobody seemed to be out of character or out of sorts, or this isn't what that character would do.
Absolutely. And it was so successful. Everybody was in attendance. So we said Pinky and the Brain was there. We know we have the 3 Warner siblings. We also had
3 pigeons.
The 3 pigeons. We had Slappy and Skippy the squirrel. Let me tell you, they were always so absurd.
Yeah.
Because Skippy was young and very just like Spicy. And he was just like very rude. But then Slappy was rude as hell.
Yeah.
And she was like a middle-aged woman squirrel who was like, I don't have to deal with this. I got my little umbrella parasol.
Yeah, and she'll beat you with it.
She'll beat you with it.
Yeah, and she was very she had some really, I can't really find the word for her humor, but it was very funny. I remember laughing a lot at her.
Yeah.
When I was younger.
Yeah, we had the comedic duo, the Doctor, whose name is Dr. Scratch and Sniff.
Right.
Appropriate, inappropriate,
right.
Hilarious. But fucking Hello Nurse,
yeah,
icon. I remember saying Hello Nurse so many times, not even really knowing. I think someone did tell me like, it's inappropriate.
You gotta stop saying that.
And I was like,
story of your childhood.
I'm a child. 1999, I was literally 7. So, suck it. Y2K, ew. I was gonna die 7-year-old. That's crazy.
It's crazy, but you'll be 7 forever.
Oh, that's horrible. That's not a dream. Who else? Oh, we had Mindy and Buttons.
Yeah, I thought her name was Mandy. When I was trying to just find it.
Oh, yeah. Mindy and Buttons. Mindy and Buttons.
Mindy worked his ass.
Always. And that's another category I want to do. Most iconic animated dogs. And Buttons gets left out.
Buttons get left out because Buttons don't speak.
Yeah.
But all his comedy is physical.
It's physical.
He's trying so hard to protect this baby. And this baby is tasked with stuff all the time. I don't know why her mom is who she...
freak is her mother?
Her mom... Well, in this situation, she was feeding the uncles, cooking for them, taking care of the house. And she wanted Mindy to go deliver a pie to her damn grandmother through the woods.
Yeah. And we won't even...
be accompanied by Buttons.
We won't even tell you exactly what it is, but there's such an amazing parody happening with Mindy's mom.
Yeah.
I suggest you guys watch this, honestly.
Absolutely.
Because it's coming out on the Monday before Christmas.
It's a lovely Christmas.
You might have to rent it for like $3.
You may have to rent it. You
but
probably will.
It's so good. And it's some really fun moments, you know?
Fun moment. It's, it's just a good, wholesome time.
Yeah.
You have some jokes that push the envelope a little.
Yeah, but your kids will
But
understand.
they're
for you, not your kids.
Yeah, it's a good time.
We heard like a Georgia the Jungle sample while Slappy and Skippy are swinging through the trees. Everybody is racing towards a star. They're racing towards a star via treetop, which is just absurd. And just greatness. It was so good to see them.
Everyone is here.
And I do want to shout out, hopefully I can pronounce everybody's names correctly. We have Jess Harnell, who plays Wakko. Okay. We have Tress McNeil, I believe it's pronounced McNeil. She's Dot, and she's also Marita the Hippo, Hello Nurse, and Mindy's mother.
Oh, wow.
And I feel like she's on Rugrats. I gotta look her up and see.
Yeah, her name does
she kind of sounded like freaking Charlotte. But I'm not too sure. And then we have Rod Parlson, who is Yakko Warner, and he's Pinky and Dr. Otto Scratch and Smith.
Oh, okay.
So iconic, so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Sherry Stoner as Slappy the Squirrel, Nathan Ruger as Skippy, Maurice LaMarche was Brain, Squid, and he was all of Wakko's burps. The fact that you're getting billed, bitch, for burps, you're an icon.
That's crazy. That means he was really burping. It wasn't just like a sound.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
This is 1999.
That's true.
The legends were at work.
They were working, and that's the thing, too. That's legendary status, too, and that's also a stamp of the time. I don't know what's going on now, but back in the day, there'd be one bitch, and they would be voicing 17 other bitches.
Yeah.
And none of them sound the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, so many. Nancy Cartwright as Mindy, Frank Welker as Ralph the Guard, Chicken Boo, Buttons, which Button says one word when he finally gets food. He thanks God.
Yeah, thank God.
You have Chick Venera as Pesto, John Mariano as Bobby, Bernadette Peters as Rita, Paxton Whitehead as King Salazar, the Pushy. He did a really great job, honestly, because he had one of the biggest roles. Ben Stein, as we mentioned, Jeff Bennett as Baloney and the Captain of the Guards, Paul Rugg as Mr. Director in one of the funniest sequences in the film.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah, and Todd Bodette as the narrator, Steven Bernstein as himself, and then Julie Brown as Minerva Mink, one of the most iconic names.
That is a good name.
that exists in history. So they had some.
They all down there, and I know these people did a lot of work. I saw that a lot of those links over there were blue.
Yeah.
But they did a really good job in this with the acting and dialogue.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, we talk about all this stuff. Okay, yeah.
We're going to
cinematography.
So, cinematography. I also gave that a 10.
Spoiler alert, I give it a 10.
I mean, and that's the thing. Back in the day, all this stuff was hand-drawn. So, there's nothing going to be here that doesn't need to be here.
Yeah.
Because we got to draw it by hand.
And everything that's shown, that avalanche scene.
Everything that's shown has a purpose.
It's like so many things that I watch that I know have impacted other shows that has been like weeded out of like common animation in cinema over the decades now. But like, when was the last time you saw a map and then an invasion happening and it's a dotted line going from the top of the map to the other half, right? And the color coding of that happening and pushing the borders, those area views, things like, the stock plummeting, right, off of the chart underneath the floorboard, the amazing cell animation done during the snowboarding. They're in a cart. So we have them in a cart being attacked by
cannonball,
and
fire.
Bit by bit their sled is being
destroyed, but they always make it out
until they end up on 3 pieces of plywood, and now they're snowboarding
down the mountain.
How many shows have sampled that?
Yeah.
How many shows have done after this, and movies have done the avalanche snowboarding situation?
Yeah.
I'm in a big cart that gets blown up and I'm just riding it down on a wheel.
Yeah, exactly.
It was so many things that I know has been done since this, and maybe even before this, but they did it well.
Absolutely.
And it was beautiful. It was so beautiful to watch.
It was
26 years later.
26 years later, damn near to the day.
Literally to the day. It came out December 21st. And that's what we're recording this, the day before this comes out.
That's when they were recording it. And so, it's, great sweeping shots. There's a great shot of Pinky and the Brain when they're in their little flying apparatus. Yeah. They do a full 360 around them.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
For y'all to have hand-drawn this and did a full 360 around them, that shot for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, it's there to show, like, how high up they are, but, like, that was unprovoked.
Yeah, because it's animated, you have animation physics, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're falling out of the sky, and we have Farfig Newton racing to catch them.
Yeah.
Girl, the distance that horsey had to run, and like the chasm it was gonna fall into, it could not happen in real life, but you're watching an animated feature and they do it really well. They kept the reuse images to a minimum.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And what else? Elements like, we have Mindy stuck in a tree and Buttons runs up the tree to go get her, and if you're in your 20s, 30s, you know what it is. You grew up in the 90s, you know what's going to come, and it's just so funny to see. He gets up to her, and she's like, silly Buttons, dogs can't climb trees. And in that moment, he had to fall.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, I acknowledge it. That's an old bit, and it's always funny. Because it's like, and then what are you saying as a cartoon? What are you saying? Is it we can't do certain things only because we don't believe in it?
Yeah.
That's what I kind of thought about it like today. Because like that's crazy because when he knows he's gonna fall, or he knows that this is the rule. Dang, I gotta go. So,
you've got to. You know.
But we had some crazy stuff.
We had this crazy thing. I won't say all of it, but it's like your worst fears. And it's so funny that some of them were my worst fears.
Some of them were.
One specifically.
That's actually what I have written down too for the cinematography, because that was such a crazy, like, them on the track, and that's what they've been seeing us to, and then like all these little attractions and Mr. President.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. Or Mr. Director. It was ridiculous.
And I feel like that's
in
a
the best
commentary on Disney. I've heard things about like Disney having like a train. Like, yeah, well, it's like a whole train back there that you can just ride through. There's been other things that have done that before. Like, you go to some place, like American Dad did an episode like that, where Roger, they were like in a spy film, and Roger had them, and he was just like, yeah, take this train so you can see like my entire evil plan.
Oh, and
it was like
he did do that.
Yeah.
It was confusion.
Yeah, but it was so good. They even dropped an Acme Anvil on somebody.
What you call did that too?
Iconic.
Rick from Rick and Morty did the same thing.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And that's, again, these things that like not being done a whole lot, that it's just great to watch and it's great to see. Honestly, watching this film was kind of like exciting and jarring at the same time to see like, you know, a decent portion of like who you were and still who you are today, like your sense of humor and everything like being displayed on the screen. I was like, wow, this is so neat. I'm glad we watched it.
Me too. I'm really happy that we watched it. It definitely took me back as well. I guess we're going to jump into sound design. Sound design. As we said, they made a lot of original songs for this movie, which is pretty amazing. Because it's it was a straight to video, you know, semi-premiere on TV, but it wasn't like...
It didn't go to theater.
Yeah, it didn't go to theaters. It's not like a big Disney production. Yeah. You know, for this cartoon, like, it's really like, that's a small thing. But they made new songs for this, and they were really good. So yeah, I don't know any other cartoons are doing that now. I'm a little out of the loop on cartoons these days. But thought the music was great. There was a lot of technical stuff.
Yes.
With their songs, which I thought was like, that's kind of amazing for a kids, quote unquote kids cartoon.
Yeah.
Like that thing where they did there was a song with all the townspeople and pretty much everybody had a line in the song.
Yes.
And it all rhymed and rapped together and it was really good.
And this is the thing.
Kind of masterful.
Animated films were first created for adults.
That's true. It was just a way to do stuff that adults maybe or real actors couldn't do.
So they were first geared towards adults, and with that, the music and everything was very, you know, classical, and it wasn't no simple anything, and something where it's like almost every single shot, if not every single one, had some musical element going in the background. We don't have shows that are like musically scored like that anymore. You may have like a good transitionary song or something, sound effects, which this all had, but like from xylophones to like a full orchestra playing. This film is quintessential 90s animated film, you know?
I would really be interested to have a kid these days just watch this randomly and see what it would do for them, if it would do anything for them.
I think it does a lot. I have friends, shout out to Brittany, who are raising their kids based off of like a lot of 90s stuff. You know, I know Omari's doing that with Malachi within some respects, because honestly, a lot of the shit we watched was very scary.
For better or for worse.
For better or for worse. We really shouldn't have been watching half the stuff. Like Page Master terrified me. Black Cauldron honestly was scary. James and the Giant Peaches freaked me out. Scooby-Doo scared me for a lot of it, but we watched it.
Yeah. That Fantasia segment.
Yes.
With that damn demon on that mountain.
Yes.
That was terrifying.
It was.
And then Disney had got to the point where they would just show that as like a short or a blurb just randomly.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I want to be here. it was scary. And I don't think I've actually ever seen Fantasia, but I've seen that and later found out that was from Fantasia.
Yeah, we had all that stuff on video. And, you know, I think kids can benefit from it because it helps. Like, they already said that, like, you know, listening to classical music can help with the development of children and babies. Yeah. And we were watching some crazy stuff, but we're watching a crazy bunny do bullshit to the Barber of Seville. You feel what I'm saying?
That's true.
And I think it was so impactful. And like, even watching this, you're watching them do nonsense, but the music is some very impressive classical music that's happening. Even some of the covers that they did, like the George of the Jungle and stuff, just expertly done. And I want to talk a little bit about it too. About 11 original songs. Julie Bernstein composed it as well with Randy Rogel, and then lyrics written by Tom Ruger as well as Rogel. And then the score was composed by Richard Stone, Steve and Julie Bernstein, and then Gordon Goodwin and Tim Kelly. So, aside from the film, there's like the typical Animaniacs score that happens throughout the entire film.
It's kind of, what's the word? Reinterpreted, or that way it is. But it's the same tunes, just like
done
differently.
Like a interpolation.
There we go.
Please. Richard Stone, that was some of the last work that Richard Stone did ever before he passed in 2001.
Oh, wow.
And he did Looney Tunes, Tiny Toons,
and that is
Plucky Duck, Animaniacs, Pinky and the Brain.
You can feel all that, because it is very much that. Merry Melodies,
Freakazoid, Road Rovers, Icon, rest in peace, King. There were different songs. I'll pull up the list just to see if there's anything that stood out for you. For me, Never Give Up Hope. All the songs were great.
All the songs were good.
I've Got a Halfpenny was a great song. That's when he came and he was singing about it, and I was like, bitch, a penny? He said, nay, a halfpenny. And everybody was so excited. And I was like, okay.
I guess it's good.
Cool. And which went into so much for Wakko's Halfpenny.
Right.
That kind of sucked. We have let me see. If I could have my wish, then I'd be happy. That was such a great song. That's the one where everybody is like, what would I wish for?
Exactly.
Pinky wants love. The pigeons want respect. Nurse wants to be revered for more than just her body.
Because she's very smart.
She's very smart. She's just body down.
140s.
You understand? And it's like relevant shit today.
It is. That's still relevant. Like, I can't help the way I look, but I'm actually very smart. So everybody has their own little wish, and I think that's my favorite song as well, because everybody has their own little line. Everything rhymes. It's just real. It's done to perfection. You should watch it. Won't tell you what Wakko's wish is, and then come back and tell us if you agree with his wish. I remember watching the first time and just being gagged, like, girl, you did what? And honestly, me too. I felt like that then. I had forgot that feeling until I watched it now. And I was like, oh my God, it's coming back to me. Like, this feeling returned.
I never forgot.
And I felt the same way. But we definitely want you guys to take a look at this. It's, a good, wholesome Christmas time. Just over an hour. Not a lot of time to watch. And it'd be good for the kids too. We did hear a study, or read a study, that 90s content, 90s cartoons soothes down the children.
Let me tell you, if your babies are out of control, put them on the 90s stuff.
The 90s regimen. What the woman said, she did that for like a month or 2 months.
I think it was like 2-3 months. You can reset your kids, man. Your kids can watch some of the new stuff, but the younger they are, it is really just setting them off. We're not doctors, we're not psychologists. You could Google it for yourself.
This is for education.
But I know the people who I know.
Excuse me, for entertainment purposes only.
Right. The people who I know let their kids watch older stuff and incorporate it. Have great kids. They're not as overstimulated by some of the media that's coming out now. They still watch some of the stuff because they gotta go to school and talk to the kids.
You gotta be in with what it
but
is.
take the time and do that for your kids. And if you don't have kids, do it for your damn self. It feels so good to just revisit classics. And don't forget, you get to decide what the fuck a classic is to you. You don't need to let people tell you what is a great film or what isn't, except for us, of course. We're professionals.
We are professionals.
But anyone else, Don't let them tell you what the fuck to do. Watch these films. Go back. And that's our copyright for the episode. Thank you so much for joining us again. This is our final movie review for the year and for our Christmas episode. Please tune in this Friday for an extra long Relly and Deli Read Reddits, where it's going to be all Christmas stories.
All Christmas,
we normally,
all the time.
For that day, we have at least, we normally do 3 stories. I have at least 7. Are we gonna do all 7? Who knows?
Sure.
We
ready.
might. But we're super excited, and then we will be back in January of January 12th, 2026. And then we got some surprises, a collaboration, and some amazing things coming.
Mimosas.
Fine leather goods. It's the best day of the year.
Best day of the year.
Please subscribe so we can afford all of the copyrights Trendell has now incurred upon this channel.
Lee.
Bye.
Bye.